Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Monday, the 22nd of June 2020. Friday, we see COVID concerns, crude collapse, the quad witching craziness, which sparked a stock swoon. As I spoke about in Friday's Market Alert, it was quad witching on Friday, and that this would all start taking place around 1:30 p.m, which it did. Prior to this, the markets were incredibly quiet. So let's have a look at the German DAX. We'll start off with the daily. Again, you can see prices last week were in a range. First time for a long time prices have been range bound. However, on the overnight, prices have gapped lower. Again, on COVID concerns, there's been a spike in the oil number in Germany, Brazil. The second wave looks like it could be on its way, if necessary, to print more money. This is seen the market gap down on the overnight, which we'll come to in just a moment. Let's have a look at the 2 minute for Friday, and you can see what I mean about quiet. The first two trades were losing trades. The market stuck in a sideways, very narrow range. In fact, the range, which wasn't too dissimilar to the day before, was from the high down to this low, just a mere 57 points. The market then put in another sell signal to the scalp level. Let's just mark up this one and show you. Just went down to the scalp, failed to break. If it fails to break, it's likely to turn around and move to the upside, and this is what we see here. And prices then returning. So the scalp is the lowest level this trade got to. We then had a buy signal, and you can see the market breaking through the scalp there. I thought we were off to the races, but then it closed back below the 5-bar moving average and also the scalp level, again indicating that prices are likely to move lower, which is what they did. And then we had another losing trade there, where once again the market barely got to the scalp level. And as I've said before in the course, when you're trading probabilities, you have to keep taking the trades, and eventually the market will break out, and that's exactly what we saw here. Prices then breaking above the scalp level, this becoming a support, and prices managing to move higher to recoup some of those morning losses. But as I said in the Market Alert, prices were waiting, or markets were waiting for the quadruple witching, which then kicked in just after lunch. And here you can see we have two lovely signals to the downside, and the market continuing down into the early evening there. You can see quite an aggressive sell-off there of 100 points, which is unusual in the DAX. And then prices finding support as you see the green bars coming in there. A question I've been asked about the other grey bars, where the volume is higher. It's just that the price action doesn't quite meet the criteria, which is why they're greyed out. The ones that show the big money in the markets, or the professional money as I call it, is the ones that are actually highlighted there. So prices have gapped down, which you can see, but if there's a gap, the market's going to come back and fill that gap. And this is what we've seen overnight in the German DAX and also in the Dow. News for today, what have we got? There is no economic news today, so a quiet day without news. So you can expect the market to make its own direction based on whatever news it wants to use. We'll start off with the 5 minutes in the Dow. Again, you can see that prices started to move lower. They turned red in the MDI, closed below the 20-bar moving average, and traded all the way down to the 200-bar, where they found support before once breaking this. And then we see prices moving lower in towards the end of the session, where we get the familiar short covering bounce or plunge protection team, whichever it is. So prices gap lower, there's a bit of selling, and then we see the buying coming back into the market. They try to sell again, it fails, and then the market has moved higher again, filling the gap, trading up towards the 200-bar moving average and the DP, but so far having failed, but plenty of time to do this. And you can see again how prices show buying here in the red bar there, and then prices now moving back towards the DP. So I wouldn't be at all surprised to see the markets moving to the upside when prices or the main markets open at the futures market opens at 7 a.m. for the German DAX, and then the Dow will just follow, or may even just set the precedent and move prices towards the upside as well. But what can we expect going forward? Well, as this says here, market holds critical technical level, bulls remain in control for now. This is nuts. It's been nuts for the last 12 years with the QE, but it continues. Market holds at 200 moving average. Bulls remain in control for now. They do it at the moment, so yeah. And then the implied volatility up slightly on Friday because of the quadruple witching volatility that was created there. And also, just as a bit of entertainment here, the cost of the UK economy lockdown, there is a counter for this, and you can see we're just under 1 trillion that's cost thus far as of the 24th of March, when the lockdown, or I prefer to call it the lockup, started. Okay, that will do it for this one. If there is anything else to report, I will let you know, but it's going to be an interesting day, to say the least. So with that, I will conclude, and as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next